In this video, we are going to be discussing about the distribution of the ink token and also the listing of the ink token. When is it going to happen? Which exchange is it going to happen? And all of those details, we are going to be discussing all of them in this particular video. So this video is going to be very, very educative and informative to anybody participating in this particular project. But before we go into that, if you are new into this channel or if you are not yet subscribed, please kindly hit the subscription button. Also turn on the notification bell so that you always get notified whenever I upload new videos. The only centralized exchange where the cPen was listed on was the Bitmap listing, and this is what cPen just posted last night. And they said the two questions we hear most right now. So these are the two questions. When is the ink distribution? Where will ink be listed? So the two questions. This post answers both and explains the thinking behind our decision, because we believe you deserve the reasoning, not just the conclusions. You see how cPen is carrying their community. Wow, this is one of the things that I have been tracking and constantly telling the community that I strongly believe in this project. Now look at what they said. KYC plus liveness verification has been extended to August 21st. Many of you asked for more time and we heard you. This is the final deadline. There will be no further extension. Okay, good. I believe you know that. I have even been sharing with you a long time ago to complete it, so I believe you did it. Only accounts that completed KYC plus liveness by the deadline will be eligible for their mined ink distribution. So if you have not done your KYC, don't expect ink. Be in a community where you will always be informed. There are a lot of people that have missed a lot of opportunities that could have transformed their lives because they join project and they leave halfway. They join project, they don't follow till the end, and then they abandon, and then they are not also in community that can be encouraging them. You know, sometimes one of the biggest encouragement is for you to see that you gave up on something and others are still doing it. That is the biggest motivation of this video. Completing the KYC after it reopens later will not restore ink eligibility. That means if you fail to do your KYC, forget about ink. That is what I simply see there. So after this window closes, we are targeting approximately 2 weeks for verification, followed by a phased ink distribution. So which means that the 2 weeks they are going to verify to be sure that everybody has completed their KYC, to cross-check everybody, to make sure that everybody is in order. So that is going to take 2 weeks, followed by a phased ink distribution. A phased ink distribution simply means they are going to be distributing in batches. So there is a certain percentage that will go this batch like that. The next one, it follows like that. Say targeted to begin around mid-September. So the ink distribution will start around mid-September, depending on the verification process. So which means that the verification process can also affect whether positively or negatively. We will work to begin as early as responsibly can. Ink will launch on PancakeSwap on BNB. Did you hear that? So this is the exchange it is going to list on, a decentralized exchange. It is not going to be listing on a centralized exchange. It is going to be on BNB. That is why they ask you to connect your BNB wallet address. We are not pursuing a centralized exchange listing for launch. You hear that? They are not working on it at all. Our launch approach is built around 4 choices. DEX first trading, the volume ink lock program, phase distribution, ecosystem support, including buyback and burn purchase. I believe that the listing of the ink, the price of ink will do well at listing, the initial listing. It looks like there will be massive profits this time around. Why? Because of the way they are trying to limit the amount of tokens in circulation. So maybe as they are releasing other batches, the price will drop, but at listing the price will be higher. So I want you to pay keen attention to that. So now it continues. What ink means to us. Ink holds a special place in the cPen story, and we want to say this before talking about logistics. So ink mining has barely begun when the project entered the hardest period we had ever faced. The people mining ink at that time could have walked away. Instead, you stayed. Through the ink season, we found our direction, put the larger ecosystem together, and rebuilt step by step. Your continued participation gave us the opportunity to keep building through that period. Ink carries that story. So ink is special. This launch is our opportunity to treat it with the care it deserves, Jesus. So guys, this is what I'm talking about. This is a hint that this ink listing will be a blast. The ink listing will make sure that whoever has an allocation go home with something substantial. And that is why I think I made one of the videos about the ink token, and I told you there that I will not stake anything. I will hold my tokens with me. If whatever portion they give me during listing, I'm going to sell out of it. So that is it. You need to know that. And it's so sad that some people do not mine. Those that felt that cPen was a messed up and they did not mind ink might be the one that could have blessed them, but they gave up and they left. So in this space, patience is the key. We are not pursuing a centralized exchange listing for the ink launch. We want to be transparent about why. The cPen centralized exchange listing required significant funds and months of work. Looking back, we believe those resources could have been put to better use building the product and ecosystem. The recent exchange wind down also reinforced another consideration. When tokens are held on a centralized exchange, holders depend on that exchange custody, operations and withdrawal infrastructure. So they are also learned from the winding down of the Bitmart exchange, and they are not trying to do this also to consider the community, because a lot of people have lost their tokens from what happened to Bitmart. Now with the DEX, users trade directly from self-custody wallets and transactions can be verified on-chain. It also allows us to avoid significant centralized listing costs and focus on resources on building the ecosystem. That does not mean DEX trading is risk-free. Crypto assets remain volatile, and DEX users should understand market liquidity and smart contract, wallet security, and transaction risk. One door remains open. If a genuine top-tier exchange opportunity appears in the future in terms that make sense for the project and the community, we will consider it. What we do not intend to do is to spend heavy simply for the sake of having an exchange listing. Launching ink carefully. We are the long-term builders, and our priority is the utility and sustainability of the cPen ecosystem. The cPen experience also taught us that the structure of a token launch matters. For ink, we are taking 4 deliberate steps. First, DEX launch. Second, there will be a lock. Voluntary ink lock election announced earlier has now closed. Users who choose to lock their eligible ink will have their distributed ink subject to the lock period they selected, so together with the application bonus terms. These were voluntary choices made by users. Face distribution, they want to cover their face for what happened at the cPen. So ecosystem support. Ink is planned to be supported alongside cPen across the cPen ecosystem, including the buyback and burn program, burn purchase and future ecosystem program as they roll out. So ink, the buyback will also be applied to the ink. So buyback and burn activity is part of the token system. It should not be understood as a guarantee of ink market price or future value. Now the timeline. So when should we be expecting what? Now to August 21st is the KYC, which they have extended, and on August 21st is therefore the final deadline, and that is it. So after the deadline, approximately 2 weeks, the ink verification process will begin. So the ink verification will begin immediately after that. So target around mid-September. The phase ink distribution is targeted to begin, subject to the completion of the verification process, and they said that they will announce the distribution details each phase before they start. So after the verification and distribution, KYC will reopen for users who need it for the HANT and for cPen features. You need to complete the KYC and then update your app, and then try switching between Wi-Fi and mobile data if you are having any issues, and then make sure that you check your BSC wallet, make sure that it has been connected. So what comes next? So from here you will see updates as each stage moves forward. So the first one is ink verification. So everything is now clear: the ink distribution, the timing, best exchange listing, and all of that. So the only thing we have not gotten clearly is the exact date to which the ink will be listed. And of course, once the distribution starts, if possible, people can start their P2P if they want to. So it's by choice. So once you have the tokens and you can send and you can receive, of course you can decide to do P2P if you want to. So that's it guys, and that's what I wanted to share with you in this particular video. If you are new, please kindly hit the subscription button